You know how religion says that we are the chosen.
Yeah.
You know, God says these are the chosen people. That's a bunch of crap. You know, because tell you the truth, we are not going to get nowhere any better with this group of people is going to make it and that group of people is not going to make it. Nope. It's not going to work like that. Everybody has to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Everybody. Humanity as a whole has to get it. And that's the reason why the whole living journey is difficult, because of this race issue and this religion and these politics. You know, those are the primary thing that separates humanity. And regardless of how much harm and humiliation and chaos that we've given each other, ain't nobody gonna make it to anything beyond this life, this type of life, and into anything where there's absolute peace until everybody gets it. Everybody has to get it, because everybody is on this earth together. I don't care if it's black or white, north, south, east, or west. Everybody is a part of this one humanity. And it took me a long time, you know, because like I was telling you, for a fifth of a second, right before I came back, I felt entire humanity. And when I felt humanity, my mind didn't create any distinctions in the human family. It was just that everybody is, we are, believe it or not, we are all in this thing together, and it's not going to be in our lifetime.
Right.
Not even in yours. You're not even going to see it. This is going to be going on for a very long time. You know, when people say, "Oh, we're living in our last days." No, we ain't. No, we are not. This is going to be going on for a long time, and I would be able to prove it to any pastor or scholar, regardless of what that book says. I don't know what makes y'all think as white people that y'all gonna make it to heaven and black folks ain't. And I don't know what makes black folks think that they the chosen people, and regardless of how much of a fool we act, not only towards each other but towards white people, by we allowing hateful white people to cause us to hate them. Everybody's going back and forth with this hate thing, and one side is saying, well, I feel this way because this person treated me this way. Yeah, but you both are you both are still in the mix with the same hate. So does it matter? So what is this? I mean, is this an existence of pure chaos and disorder? I don't see that. And then my mind went to this reincarnation thing that the Hindu religion and some of the other religions over there in India have, where they said, you know, if you fail to get it in this lifetime, then you're going to have to come back and keep living your life until you get it over and over. Now that concept, I can see that. I can see that, but that goes for the entire humanity.
Right.
It's just not in the Hindu's way of thinking. That's exactly the way it is. You know, that's why we be having these deja vus. You know, I feel like I've been here before, or you might be sitting up or going for a walk, and all of a sudden this feeling runs through you that's very familiar and refreshing, and you have to stop. You're like, ooh, man, that felt nice. You know, that felt familiar. You know, it's a trip. You know, because when I saw that, I'm like, man, we in big trouble. We're in big trouble, and the whole healing process is reasoning and resolve, and that's the only way that all of this is going to be ironed out. And so just like we've been talking for years, there's no forgiveness without resolve. But the whole thing is nobody wants to sit down and talk about it. And then when we do get on these talk shows and talk about it, chaos breaks out, and I don't do nothing but keep it going. So the wound is so deep, and the reason why the wound is so deep is because that first traumatic blow within humanity that was taken is not doing nothing but getting stabbed consistently with a huge dagger.
Right.
On both sides. And so it's not able to heal because of our hurts. We won't let it heal because we feel justified in stabbing at that wound, even though it hurts. And it hurts us while we're trying to hurt them, and vice versa. So this is a tripped out dilemma, man, and it's gonna take people to really understand that it is actually not about race. It is about a humanity. See, race and religion and politics are, like I said, the primary tools that is keeping all of this going. You've got military, you've got politics, and you've got religion to justify all of that stuff. Boy,
right.
That's a wicked ass formula right there, man. That's wicked. And that's why you have to have an insight that most would consider profound. But once more people have this insight right into it, and just not be afraid to broadcast it, like, look, we in this together, we need to come together and talk. But in our community, whenever you're thinking like that, then you a coon, you an Uncle Tom, and all of this, and so, some of us want to just step back and, I don't want nobody to hurt my feelings, so I'll just hop on the bandwagon of hate and call white people hunkies, and white people do the same thing.
Right.
So we hold each other back. Over here, you ain't nothing but an Uncle Tom coon ass nigga. Over there, in their community, you just a nigger lover. It's a big mess. You have the Indians over in Delhi, India, and then you have the Indians who were mixed with British in a new Delhi, India, whose complexions are lighter, and they call the darker skinned Indians, the Dalits, untouchables. All of that has to be done if we really want to leave this state of existence and into something better, because we're in chaos right now. We caused it, and we're still causing it. So when I got that, I'm like, whoa, man. And this wasn't my imagination. This wasn't based off of any information that I previously, accumulated. This is just what I saw. This is what was shown to me. And whenever I say it's something that I saw, I don't know if you noticed it, but when you are in meditation, which is one portion of it, but when something is shown to you, there's a feeling that comes along with the perception, and you have the feeling, here comes the perception, and then the clarity. It all comes in one movement, and that is actually the awakening. When you say, when you have that feeling, like, oh, I see. That whole movement is emotion, awareness, and hold on. emotion, awareness, and clarity. It all works in one movement. So, man, when I got that, I'm like, well, the only thing that I was questioning after I got out of meditation, and I'm laying there looking up at the ceiling, at my ceiling fan, and I'm thinking about all of this. I'm like, well, once I check out of here, as far as the people that have already checked out, where do we dwell? Do we dwell here on earth? And if we dwell here on earth, how do we dwell here on earth? Do we become a part of the weather? Do we go back to being a part of the universe? Because when I checked out of here, I was back to being part of the universe. So I guess it all depends upon not to be trying to sound mentally fragmented, but I guess it all depends upon a person's past lifestyle. So this is all messed up, man. Because the white race is demonic.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're still keeping that mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you ain't going to get too deep and start trying to... I see you, Dave. We'll go out the deep end.
I can't hear you.
I said, I was hoping you wouldn't get too deep and start trying to, make up our wickedness.
I don't know. Your microphone must be under your pillow or something.
No, it's not. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm still under the mindset that they got to be removed from power.
Oh yeah. But it's like white people are demonic. White people are like scorpions and serpents, and they affect people like a poison. And then when people who are not like that resist it, like us, we resist it with a lot of rage, anger, and aggression and hurt. And who do we strike out at? Our own and them. But with that reaction, we become the Westerner.
Yeah, we end up becoming them, and that's how they always have operated.
Right.
That's how they have to stabilize all brown-skinned people on the planet, no matter where they are.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the white man before he go to the country, the people are more peaceful. After a while, after a few hundred years, man, them people end up becoming them and start killing and doing everything the white man was doing.
Yeah. Look at what's happening in South Africa right now. They killing white folks over there wholesale.
Yeah.
So you wonder, how is this gonna end? And then people like Farrakhan and they're, well, God's gotta stop it. Oh, so God gotta stop it. Focus on the word got to. So with all of your righteous preaching and all of that, and you saying only God can stop it, but the black man is God and the black man is righteous, why can't this black man stop it?
Yeah.
Because he's too caught up. He's too caught up in it. And by him being caught up in it, and by him feeling justified staying there, and up come an Elijah Muhammad and a Malcolm X and a Dr. King, believe it or not, that's a comfort zone. I'm sorry, that's a comfort zone, because you said I have to be here in order to get justice for my people, which I have come to perceive as extremely unrealistic. Because how can you get justice for people who don't do just for themselves?
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why fight and die for people who don't want to live for themselves?
Yeah. So a black leader is pretty much you just throwing your life away.
Yeah. You'd be better off being a leader for white folks.
You know what?
Be real.
White folks don't even need leaders.
Yeah, they don't. No other race needs leaders but ours. And I mean that facetiously because our leaders are created by them. So it's like our black leaders really for the most part ain't no good. Because we the only people with leaders. You ain't never seen a Korean leader, have you? I haven't. Or an Arab leader. You couldn't even name them. And because we can name our leaders, they're easy to be killed off, the ones who are good and genuine.
I mean, it's just like Farrakhan and them standing up. I am a black man. No, you are a white man. Because the reason why I say that is because you were manifested by way of his deeds.
Yeah.
So he is the potter and you are the clay. A label made in America.
Yep, I remember that call we had like 2 or 3 years ago. We was breaking down to me one night about how the white man created Malcolm and all of them. That if it wasn't for him, they would be what we know as Malcolm or Malcolm X would not be. So the white man is the prime puppet master and the main hand on the chessboard. We just a lot of times people are so emotional minded that they can't see that.
Yeah, this man made you change your name to Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
This man made you change your name to Louis Farrakhan and Malcolm X. He did that to you. Elijah Muhammad gave me his name, this name. Who gave Elijah Muhammad his name? Master Farad Muhammad. Who gave Master Farad Muhammad his name? I don't care how far back you go, you're going to bump into the Westerner who came out of Rome, who started all of this chaos, that cultivated all of these so-called leaders. You are not leaders, you are actually idols. You are pretty much, you might as well say, statues of white domination.
Yeah.
And it's a trip because when you go further back, you go all the way back. Okay, well, who created these white people like this?
And from what I researched, like when like all roads really point to our people being stupid enough to make them. So I ain't talking about Day of the Yakuza story. I know we didn't talk about that story. I'm talking about our people somehow. Before we fell from country, we was intelligent enough to make these people, and that was another reason why, according to the whole biblical story, that God took our people down was because we did the unthinkable. We made white folks, and He ended up using them to take us down and bring us to an exceedingly low point, which is why we are where we are right now. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I totally agree with that. And then when you read the book Before the Mayflower, it tells you how the white race got created, and then they were over in Egypt, and Egyptians couldn't civilize them. It was they were civilized for a little while, and then they started making trouble, and so they got them out of Egypt, and they came up with this term, walking across the burning sands. And so then they pushed them up in the Caucasus Mountains, thinking that they was going to die, because they took from what I was read, they took everything from them except their language. They let them keep their language. And then you wonder why this European is so pissed off coming out of Egypt.
Yeah. And then you bring oh, you go.
The Egyptians and the Ethiopians were trading them as slaves. Yep.
then you read the biblical story of the Israelites. You know, God told the Israelites to kill off all the Canaanites and a lot of other ites, whatever. But the Israelites, they didn't do it, and a lot of those ites we find out are so-called white people or their descendants. So it's like, dang, we should have listened. Should have killed all. I'm talking about kill the kids, kill everybody.
Yeah.
I know how you feel about the Bible. That's why I tried to bring it up. I know you don't care for it, but there's a lot of truth in that book.
We can talk about the Bible anytime you want to, Josh.
Oh, okay. I know you. I guess maybe I know you how you feel about Christians. But luckily, I ain't no Christian.
No, that's who I feel about Christians. You know, now I know that the Bible, everything in the Bible is not true, but don't think I don't sit up and read it sometimes, because I do.
Oh, that's it's hard to picture you with a Bible in your hand.
You know, you have to study it so that you won't be able to get outwitted.
Right.
And out manipulated. You have to know your enemy.
Yeah.
See, because your enemy wrote that book. So let me see why you wrote that book, and for what ulterior motive did you write it, and you gave it to me and told me that it's okay for your slaves to have it. It can't be anything in there that's going to benefit me. And then they messed around and gave it to Nat Turner.
Yeah. And it's sad how they did him, man. After they chopped him up, used his body and bones for leather. They did him too bad. And then, you know, they say that leather made from our bones is the best leather in the world, not surprisingly. You know, they joked about that. That's just sick, man. Yeah. How they did it. You know, a lot of times they cut the black man's penis off and put him in the pickle jars. And sometimes I wonder, our pickles, like the whole concept of pickles, I wonder if that's from black men, or I wonder if our people influence that, or that's the reason, you know, the white man's so sick that he would like to eat a penis of ours. Yeah.
But you know, but with all of that being done and said, that's what keeps all of this going.
Yeah. Cause you know they say, oh, you go.
No, go ahead.
I say, you know, they say even with porn that, like when it comes to black men and white women, they say that the majority of people who watch it are not even black folks, it's white boys who watch that. They get off seeing their own women getting knocked off by brothers. And so I'm like, they call that cuckoldry. I'm like, what kind of a mutant would it take pleasure from that?
Look at that past episode of Power.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh yeah, I was waiting for you to bring that out. Like, but that you got some people like that cartel dude was sick like that.
Yeah.
He made him watch then when he made him do have sex with the hoe and he wanted to watch.
And I'm like, what is that? I mean, does that come from watching too much porn or something?
Or it could be power, or it could just be some men are just sick, man, like that. Some people, you know, sick, man. Hell, I even personally feel like even threesomes are gay, if you ask me.
Yeah, they are.
I don't understand how a lot of people, male or female, but in this case it's with me, I don't understand how too many be naked with one woman or whatever, or even with a group of women. I think that's just gay. I feel like it should just be you and that woman, not you and a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, and me, I can't stick my penis in something after somebody just pulls their penis out of it.
Yeah. That's probably another reason why so many, nowadays, the whole homosexuality thing is so rampant too. It's because all this swapping, and then you not only you swapping, but it's that ends in the essence of a person, you mixing in with other people that they done been with. So it's like, we just living in a very perverted society. Then the gays, you can't say nothing about the gays no more. Like, you know, when you know out in Vegas, like, are they in positions of power out there as far as hiring and stuff? I hear it's getting even worse. Yeah, and
out here, they tell you have to watch what you say, you know, about homosexuals, you know, because somebody might, you know, one of your co-workers might get offended in you talking about homosexuality. So I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. And if you get offended, then so what? I don't care.
Yeah. And I was reading on YouTube from a brother in Vegas. He was saying the same thing you've been telling me for the past 10 years about relationships in Vegas. how just trashy they are. I was like, dang, David, what? I always trust what you say, but I was like, you really wasn't lying when you said that out there, babe. I mean, the relationship, it ain't about nothing out there.
You know, I really don't want you to trust anything I say.
Right.
Just take it in, because sooner or later, it's going to be validated.
Right.
And see, the reason why I know that is because I don't open up my mouth and tell you anything that I haven't experienced.
Right.
So I know that it's going to be validated because it's a reality. It's there. I've seen it. You know. Well, I still feel a little bit about what I was talking about earlier. I got to get this out. But this, but this whole thing of they call it reincarnation. That's a bunch of crap too, because the whole thing of reincarnation, people say, well, you come back as either someone else or something else. So what do you mean I come back as someone else or something else? So you mean to tell me if I come back, I'll be a frog, but I still have the same consciousness as David? Because for me to be reincarnated, I would have to have consciousness of the fact that I have been brought back to even give the whole principle of reincarnation a reality. It's credibility. I just know that we was all put down here. And people say, I wonder why we was put down here. Are you serious? Look around you. I don't see why we was put down there, because you blind. Race, war, all these different fragmented titles, it all comes up to one thing. Hatred and discord. It's chaos. We are full of chaos, and it has to end. And the only way that we, humanity as a whole, is going to experience something better, everything that's keeping the chaos going has to die. That's the only way. Now, due to the fact that all of this has to die, is it the physical death? It can't be the physical death, because we're not talking about the physical here. We're talking about activating principles, not basically principles, but you might as well say activating. Because these things are activating principles and deeds that are consistently being committed. That's keeping us in this same state of existence. And this ain't philosophy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the obvious. And he say, well, when the last day get here, then God is gonna destroy it. Gonna wipe it out. So if God is gonna have to wipe it out, then it must not gonna get no better then. Or either that, or it'll resolve itself, and God's just gonna clean Earth up and start some more shit.
I just pictured that guy. He want to repeat. Oh man, that's funny.
Just wipe it out.
I bet you crack God up sometimes.
Just wipe it out. Just okay. What's next? Like, dude, will you sit your ass down? Give us a break. Okay, I'll give y'all 1,000 years. I'm gonna give y'all 1,000 years. I'm gonna let y'all chill for 1,000 years. And then After 1,000 years, I'm gonna start some more stuff. Oh, you talking about Satan down there? You gonna let him out of his cage? Who's letting him out the cage? You are. Okay, who's starting the madness then? If I'm the one that's letting him out the cage, is it him or is it me? It's you. You're doing this. Because, number one, you didn't have to create this fool. Number one, you didn't have to have him kicking our ass for the past 6,000 years, and then you give us a 1,000-year break. And you don't destroy this dude. You put him on house arrest for 1,000 years. People say, why you say house arrest? Because he's still here on this earth. And then you let him back out because I need to see who's really on my side. Okay, they all know it. You should already know who's on your side. And considering how much we have been made to suffer, you ought to be grateful that if anybody's on your side.
No.
You know? It's a trip, man. This whole thing is a trip. But you know what they're doing now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know if they're doing this in Texas, but what I've noticed, what they told me back in '96 at UNLV about the federal government wanting to get back the land that these cemeteries occupy.
Right.
I'm starting to see a lot of places for cremation, and these places are not big like funeral homes. So you know what that means, right?
What does that mean? What does that imply?
That means that the funerals having funeral services, they're going to inspire cremation by raising the prices of the funerals.
Oh, dang.
They're going to raise the prices of the common funerals out of the reach of the general population, and by that way they're going to encourage cremation. Well, we can't afford that. We can't afford that. You know, we can't afford that. Well, just have them cremated. You know, well, ain't cremated cremation expensive? No, it's not as expensive as it used to be anymore. So they raise the prices of the funerals and they bring the prices down for the cremations to encourage the cremations.
Boy, talk about master manipulators.
Yeah, and then like say you'll be able to cremate your loved one for about $1,000. That's not bad. That's better than $5,000, $7,000 for a funeral.
Yeah.
And then you say, well, what about a burial place? Well, what about a tombstone? Don't worry about that. You take the remains home. You don't have to go to the funeral home. And on site, your tombstone will be a website.
A website?
A website.
It sounds almost comical, but man, is that real?
Yep. Because Sandra's brother has one.
And then people could post on the guest book. You're right.
When was the last time you was on your Facebook?
Shoot, I hardly even go on Facebook that much anymore. I'll say probably like 1 or 2 weeks ago. Okay. Well, unless you need me, if you need me to get on there, I will.
I'm gonna send you something. And when I saw this, Sandra said, isn't this what you was telling me about years ago? I'm like, I told you that this was going to happen. She said, you sure wasn't lying? I'm like, no, I wasn't lying. Got no reason to lie.
Yeah, Dave, your insight is scary in a way. Well, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that plenty times. Yep. So when these go out, people won't have to visit the funeral homes. You know, to cemeteries.
Right. Yeah, it's this obituary. It's opening now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Joel.
Mhm. And see what it says. What would you like to say about Jewel? So in other words, what would you like to say to Jewel?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as going to the cemetery, standing, talking to a stone. I miss you, Mama. Mama, I wish you was still here. Ain't your mother in heaven? Yeah, but why you talking to that damn stone? I know my mama ain't in the ground, she in heaven. What the hell you talking to the ground for then?
Yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, when you do the research about the whole burial and stone thing, it's all European. It's not our or any other race of people. It's just that's something the Europeans did, and they just influenced everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was told over in India. That where David and them told me that. He said we do things differently over here.
Oh, the way they do! I love the way the Indians bury their people. It's beautiful.
He said the last time you see them, they are alive. He said they ain't stretched out, looking like a lump of clay, painted and shined up. You standing over there crying, abusing yourself, tormenting yourself. Oh, and then you stand there and you watch them lower the body into the earth. He said we don't torment ourselves like that. I mean, that's just like what Homegirl said in Power. She said, I had to leave. I couldn't stand to watch them, to see them lower her into the earth. That's tormenting. Don't nobody want to see that. But that's the way they designed it, because white folks is all about torment.
And death, their whole culture is one of death.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they need to die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every day now, TV posting stuff about the crazy stuff they call the cops on the floor. It's hilarious now.
Mm-hmm.
But then some people, I feel like a lot of people who be posting this, I feel like they treat it like it's porn, like they get off the white folks treating us like that, just so they can have something to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like it ain't no different than people and our friends that's on Facebook who post pictures of us getting shot and killed or hung, or slavery pictures are always talking about. It's like, dang, you niggas masturbate to this?
Mm-hmm. Something for them to talk about.
Yeah, and you know the Negroes love talking and complaining.
Let's see who can articulate it the best. Well, the white man did this, and the reason why the government is like this, okay? Yeah, man, I dig that. Okay, all right, man, go on, man. Yeah, man, just like you said. See, the white man do this and the white man do that. You niggas are stupid. And that white man sitting back laughing. He said, look, you see what they doing? They talking about me.
Yeah.
And as long as they talking about me, they ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
That's just like that cop said in that movie, Ruby Hurricane Carter. When he was a 9-year-old boy, he grabbed him. He said, "You gonna be preaching when I'm through. When I'm done with you. When I'm through with you, you gonna be preaching. This is where you get your Malcolms from, your Dr. Kings, all of these, your Farrakhan." They standing up there, the white man did this, and the white man is the devil, blah, blah, blah. And that white man sitting back laughing his ass off. Look, I made me a preacher. He talking about me. I'm going to tell the white man the truth to his face. Go ahead. You did this and you killed all the Indians. Yeah, I sure did. I did that.
And what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You know, ain't no difference in the Israelites who be on the street preaching. So I'm like, man, you niggas is wasting y'all time telling the white man about the evil. Hell, white folks know they the devil. That ain't stop them from being it.
You're not telling them anything that they don't already know. Well, you killed off the Indians and you did all of this. Yeah, I know because I was there. So what's your point? Well, you enslaved our people and you brought us over here to Africa and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I did that too. Is there a point? You still join my armies. You still fight for my country. You still work and you pay your taxes for me to invest it in my military to keep you suppressed and oppressed. So what's your point? Well, you did this and you did that. Yeah, you know what? And I got you standing on the corner with a whole bunch of your brothers dressed up like Power Rangers, preaching about what I did and how much you hate me. And you think that bothers me? Because as long as you standing there on that corner doing just that, I don't have to worry about you.
No.
So let me give you something else to talk about. So tomorrow night I'm going to have a few of my officers shoot up some more young black folks because you niggas don't have enough to do. You niggas don't have nothing to talk about. So let me give you something to talk about. Boom, boom, boom. And we're going to go to court. Oh, please, that ain't nothing. You wait till I set them free. I'm going to really give you something to talk about then. I'm going to make you hate me real bad. I'm going to make you hate me so much you can't think of how to get your life straight because I'm cool being who and what I am.
Yeah.
See, because while you are sitting, listening to Farrakhan and walking around, you're angry and bitter all the damn time. Dude, I'm creating contraptions and I'm sending them to Mars.
Yeah.
While you sitting around getting ulcers and high blood pressure behind something that I did to you almost 600 years ago. It's a blow that I put to your head that you won't allow to heal because you don't know how to respond. Well, every time, I try to heal, then another one of us gets shot and killed, and then I start, I say, fuck it. So you recognize your healing, and then somebody gets killed, and so that brings you out of your healing. How many times have you noticed this happening to you? Well, I've noticed this a whole lot of times. So you've noticed this all of these different times, but you didn't become wise and intelligent enough to understand how it affects you. So you're in a comfort zone. Every time I try to heal, then something else happens. Because I used to say that something else happens, and then I just say, the hell with white people. I ain't even gonna try no more. It worked. He don't want you to try. He wants you to try. He wants you to sit around. He wants you to be angry and bitter and upset. Because as long as all of that's going on, your mind is full of tremors and conflict and disorder, and you can't produce. You don't have an incentive to produce. You can't even sit down and write because you're too pissed off. I can't even write, man. I can't write like this. I'm upset about what Just Dutton So did, man. I can't stand it, man. I just want to get a gun and just shoot somebody. Right. And once you do that, I got a prison cell for you. So I can turn you into a killer too. And then when I turn you into a killer, then guess what? I got a cell for your ass, killer. So if you want to defeat me, you better think. You better be wise. Then people like Farrakhan and this, that you got to get that white man is that white man is wise. You consider the white man wise? That's not very intelligent. It means you haven't mastered him yet.
Yeah, he's crafty, but I wouldn't consider him wise. Just like I don't really consider white folks to be smart either. you know, if you can just hang with them, just pay attention to them, they ain't smart. Not like how, you know, black folks, you think you listen to nigga or the white man's just some genie or some god. Well, nah, man, these people ain't all that.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, we are all that. We just don't want to tap to that potential.